Why do certain men walk a path so uncomfortable most wouldn't dare to follow? The answer lies in the rare mindset of the Sigma male. Imagine a man who doesn't follow trends or seek attention. He doesn't crave likes, approval, or praise. Instead, he values peace over popularity and solitude over the spotlight. He's not broken or bitter. He's focused. This is the Sigma male. Often misunderstood, he operates outside the traditional social hierarchy. He's not alpha, not beta. He's something entirely different. While society rushes to fit in, the Sigma male dares to stand alone. His path is filled with solitude, self-reflection, and sometimes rejection. Why? Because his values are non-negotiable. He won't fake friendships or compromise integrity for comfort. Studies in psychology even show that individuals with Sigma-like traits, high introspection, autonomy, and resilience, are often seen as unconventional, yet highly adaptive. The Sigma lifestyle is quiet, disciplined, and deeply intentional. It's not for the faint of heart. But for the Sigma, it's not just a path, it's a purpose. And that purpose fuels everything he does, no matter how uncomfortable it gets. Point 1. Choosing solitude over social comfort. Sigmas, let's start with the elephant in the room, solitude. While others scramble to be seen and heard, you disappear. But not because you're shy, because your soul demands silence to grow. Solitude isn't some Instagrammable aesthetic. It's the battleground of self-mastery. Research from the University of Virginia shows that most people would rather give themselves an electric shock than be alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes. That's how deeply solitude is feared, but not by you. Choosing solitude means declining the party, skipping the small talk, and sitting face-to-face with your own mind. That's where the magic happens. In that space, you analyze your life, sharpen your vision, and recalibrate your path. While others look for validation in likes and followers, you find clarity in quiet. People might not get it. Why don't you reply? Why so distant? They don't realize that every moment you spend alone is an investment in power, purpose, and peace. Sigma males don't isolate to hide. They isolate to evolve. So next time someone asks why you ghost the group chat, tell them this: you're not avoiding people, you're mastering yourself. And mastery doesn't happen in the noise, it happens in the silence. Point 2, saying no without explanation. One of the most spine-chilling superpowers a Sigma male possesses is the unapologetic ability to say, without over-explaining or softening the blow. In a world obsessed with people-pleasing and social harmony, this is a radical move. But for the Sigma, it's not about rebellion. It's about clarity and control. Saying no is more than just a word. It's a boundary. Studies in psychology show that people who set clear personal boundaries tend to have higher self-esteem, better stress management, and greater life satisfaction. Sigmas understand this deeply. They don't say yes out of guilt, obligation, or fear of missing out. They say no because they understand that time and energy are non-renewable resources. And make no mistake, this doesn't make them rude or unkind. It makes them selective, strategic, purpose-driven. Of course, not everyone gets it. Some people see this behavior and assume arrogance or coldness, but the Sigma male isn't here for applause. He's here for alignment with his goals, values, and personal truth. It's not easy. It can make things awkward, but it's necessary, because every no is a yes to something greater: authenticity, freedom, and self-respect. That's why this power is so misunderstood and so dangerous. Point 3. Disappearing without notice to rebuild themselves. Ever feel the need to vanish for a bit? Social media off, phone on, do not disturb. No status updates, no location check-ins. That's Sigma 101. While most people document every meal, mood, and moment, Sigma males choose silence. They disappear, not because they're hiding, but because they are evolving. It's a conscious decision to step away from the noise and focus on self-growth. In a world where constant connection is expected, this choice can make others uncomfortable. But here's the thing. Sigmas understand that true progress happens in solitude. It's not about seeking attention or approval. It's about quietly rebuilding, reflecting, and coming back stronger. When you're under construction, you don't owe anyone an explanation. The journey is personal. This absence is not a breakdown. It's a breakthrough. It's a time to recharge, gain clarity, and sharpen your focus. Instead of living for others' validation, Sigmas prioritize internal growth. The result? When they return, they do so with more value, insight, and purpose, surprising everyone around them with their transformation. So next time you need a break, embrace it. There's power in that silence. Point 4. Walking away from comfort to chase growth. Comfort zones are often seen as safe havens, places where we feel secure and in control. However, for many, they also become traps. The problem is that comfort zones, while cozy, can limit personal growth. Sigma males understand this better than anyone. They don't stay in one place just because it feels safe. They thrive on pushing past boundaries and embracing the unknown. For a Sigma male, leaving behind a stable job, a familiar environment, or long-time friendships isn't a reckless decision. It's a necessary step for growth. When their soul whispers that there's more out there, they listen, even if it means walking away from everything they know. Growth, while rewarding, often involves discomfort. It requires stepping out of the familiar and taking risks. But unlike most people who resist change, Sigma males embrace it. They're not afraid of uncertainty because they value freedom over security, purpose over popularity. While others may label these decisions as reckless, Sigmas see them as alignment with their true path. They understand that true fulfillment lies in following their principles, even if it means walking alone at times. For them, the unknown is just another opportunity to thrive. Point 5. Not reacting when provoked. One of the most powerful traits of a Sigma male is their ability to in situations where most people would. Whether it's when someone disrespects you, life throws a challenge your way, or your name gets dragged through the mud, everyone expects a response. They expect fireworks, conflict, or an emotional outburst. But Sigmas? They take a different approach: silence. This doesn't mean they're weak or passive. In fact, it's the opposite. The Sigma male understands that true power lies in control, especially over one's emotions. Reacting immediately, in anger or frustration, only fuels the situation. Instead, they let their emotions serve them, not the other way around. When you choose stillness over reaction, you gain clarity. Instead of responding impulsively, you give yourself time to think and strategize. This level of control is often misunderstood, but it's a sign of strength, not weakness. The ability to stay calm under pressure allows the Sigma male to make decisions with a clear mind and act in a way that speaks louder than words. While others may burn out in the heat of the moment, the Sigma male remains steady, emerging victorious once the dust settles. Point 6. Questioning authority, even when it's risky. Sigma males don't follow blindly, and in a world that often rewards conformity, this can be a problem. They don't settle for the status quo. Instead, they ask the tough questions. Why is this the rule? Who benefits from this system? What happens if I don't comply? This mindset leads them to challenge norms, confront groupthink, and speak out when silence is expected. While this can be uncomfortable, Sigmas value truth over comfort. They're not afraid to risk being misunderstood or even punished for speaking their mind. This willingness to stand apart from the crowd is not about being rebellious for the sake of rebellion. Sigmas don't reject authority for the sake of defiance. They respect authority when it's earned and justified. However, they will never trade their autonomy for social approval. This is the core principle of the Sigma male mindset. Personal freedom and critical thinking come first. Their independence and willingness to question societal norms allow them to see the world from a unique perspective, often leading to unconventional but deeply authentic choices. In a society that often values obedience, Sigmas serve as reminders that sometimes the most valuable thing is the courage to think for oneself. Point 7. Living without needing external validation. Finally, the most uncomfortable flex of all: you don't need praise. You don't need likes. You don't need a pat on the back. Your self-worth isn't tied to claps, awards, or recognition. This is where Sigma males stand apart. In a world wired for validation, where dopamine spikes come from notifications and attention, choosing to walk silently in your purpose is radical. Psychologically, intrinsic motivation is more powerful and sustainable than extrinsic rewards. Sigma males are fueled by this internal drive. While others perform for an audience, Sigmas perform for progress. They track growth, not applause. They chase evolution, not admiration. It's uncomfortable because modern society trains us to seek approval. But freedom begins where the need for validation ends. Sigma males don't live to impress, they live to evolve. And that evolution is their reward. No claps necessary, no spotlight required, just quiet confidence and relentless self-mastery. That's the real flex, being so secure in who you are that praise becomes irrelevant. Sigmas, if these 7 uncomfortable truths resonate with you, welcome home. This path isn't for the faint of heart. It's not for those who need constant reassurance, applause, or permission. But if you're someone who chooses growth over comfort, truth over trend, and purpose over popularity, then you're exactly where you're meant to be. Keep walking that uncomfortable path. Keep choosing solitude, silence, and self-mastery, because that's where your power lives. And remember, being a Sigma isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about being authentically you. So if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to join this growing community of powerful, purpose-driven Sigma males. Let's evolve together. Having said this,